everyone, welcome to Cabin Fever Crochet. I'm Helene here in northeastern Washington State. I hope you're having a really great day so far. I just had to come outside for a few while I show you some things. In the shade and at nighttime, it's the I can't feel my face degrees, but in the sun it feels great. Some fresh air after being cooped up in the house. But I have something to show you first before I get into my sweater that I started. And it's a little bit of a story time, but it leads into that. So when I was on, that was my first video with the Joanne, the whole Joanne scene and the updates. And I had on this sweater, which then several people wanted to see more of it. So I showed that in my Joanne tour. I wanted to show it to you now because it is going back and I am so disappointed. And this is what it leads me into fibers out there and what I'm seeing in garments. I don't know if you've noticed that too. Not only has the price gone up in a lot of brands, but the quality has gone down, mixing lower end type of fibers and not even like nice ones either. And it's causing a lot of issues with stuff and they're not inexpensive. So when I saw this sweater, I just fell in love with it, you know, being where we live and because it's thicker than average and the weave is really close together. I thought, boy, this is going to serve me well. Not only is it beautiful, but it's really practical where I live too. And I expected to have that for a number of years and really get my wear and money's worth out of it. I got it from QVC. It's a home shopping type of network. And I had it in my wish list for a long time, and then it went on sale, and then around the same time I got a coupon with additional $10 off. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it now. And that on my first video, that was the first time I wore it. And what didn't show up on camera, and I noticed this when I pulled it up, and my husband, who hardly ever notices stuff like this, asked, what's wrong with your sweater? There we go. Can you see that horizontal line going all the way across and all those dots, and it goes from side to side? And I just noticed it too. The horizontal line is on the back also. Yeah, not quite as visible. So it looks like that when it was transitioning from the darker, that one of the threads was dropped, because this should have been all solid like it is up at the top. But when I turned it to the inside, as it works its way up, it's normal, as it should be. So something goofy happened on the front, and apparently I'm not the only one, because now that more reviews are coming in, I just looked today and there are a number of others. And I don't know if it's just specific to this color, because there was a really pretty one called Blue Haze that went into a dark blue, almost black, and then a real bright Kelly into forest green. Okay, it's 63% acrylic. I'm good with acrylic, but this is kind of what bothered me, was that it was a 33% nylon. And it's, I don't know, it says polyacrylic, but 33% nylon is a very high nylon content, and 4% spandex. That's fine. That can help keep the shape retention. So when I felt it, it is soft. I thought, uh-oh, this almost kind of feels like the type of fabric that might pill easily. Sure enough, I wore it a second time after that, and oh my goodness, it's pilled so badly along the front from where the new color begins all the way down. Maybe if I turn that to the side. It is so bad. Well, and it's a lint, a really, really bad lint and pet hair magnet. It sticks to everything. And then when this started happening, I started feeling all these like sharp little prickles on my skin. I think it's the nylon. It's just too much nylon, and it caused this whole piece to pill. And in person, it looks like it's old and worn, and Yeah, I don't need, I'm just so disappointed. And now I'm seeing, yeah, it's, oh, look at the sleeve. Oh, down at the bottom. It's really bad. And I didn't do anything. It's not like I went rolling around on the carpet or down a hill, in my sweater. I had this jacket on, which is that water resistant slick outerwear, so that shouldn't have caused it. And I mean, a sweater should be able to handle having a coat on top without that. And I'm noticing underneath the sleeves too, that's not as bad, but I'm sure that will come in time. So sad to say, this beautifully designed sweater is going back. So now I'm on a quest to really start making my own sweaters, and I finally got into it, and I will start bringing some of these as tutorials also. But I started this one in September, and this happens to be Arcane Fiberworks yarn. It's 75% superwash merino wool, and it was sent to me over a year ago, and I received way more than I had expected, and I was going to do different crochet projects on each one. So I've done 2 so far. This first one was my Starlight curved shawl. I do have a tutorial for it that's up and a written pattern. Both links are in the drop down description section below. And then I made 2 different styles of hats, and they're reversible. Okay, so I made those 2, sent those to the patterns to Arcane. And then I was going to go into a garment, and just life happened, a lot of things, series of things. And with all this yarn that came, it's more than I'd expected. I got so overwhelmed with everything combined. I had to really take a step back. I didn't want to rush into anything. So I had something in mind. I wanted a V-neck, so I got that down. But I made it too long to start, and I ran out of yarn, and I have a variety of colors in it. So I made it not quite a patchwork, but just a mix of those colors, and I tried to alternate them so they blended and made some kind of sense and wasn't too busy, so visually the eye has a place to go and it's not too much all over the place. So this is what I came up with, and I created another modified stitch for this, and it's a really fun and easy one. So I'm going to go back to this. I want to show it to you. You can use it to be a great blanket stitch, all kinds of things too. All right, and so yeah, I don't have enough yarn, and because I have so many different colors, I didn't want to get too crazy with it. And I did ask for a variety because I was going to do something else with it, but because I received so much, but I want to use it and put it to really good use into one good large piece. And although if I had had 2 of these of the same, I could have used them for each of the arms, but I don't want to do 2 different color browns for the arms. I mean, I can still utilize both of them in a different way. The main one that I asked for is Woodland Retreat. Okay, and that'll probably be the name of the sweater too when it comes out. Love this color. And he still had more of them, and I was tempted to order, but I really wanted to use what I have. Now, I would love your help on this. If you have any thoughts on it, and I'll tell you mine. I already started taking it apart. Okay, I had one sleeve done, and then this one part way done. I just thought, no, this is just not happening. I did some nice tapering on the sleeves too, so there's not so much bulk under the armpit. Here are my options, what I'm thinking. Because it's so long, there's not enough fabric to come together over my hips. So I have more of that hourglass shape. Anyway, I was going to use that for around the neckline and coming down for the trim on the front, because that's really nice flattering color for me, and I thought it would help ground the whole thing. And then yeah, I just don't have enough to finish. Okay, so in order to take out the side seams, I have to take out the sleeves and I had not sewn in my ends on these yet, so that was okay. But because it is wool, it does stick to itself, so it's pretty time consuming. But on the body of it, front and back, I have already sewn in all of my ends. So each color, I went 9 rows. So you can imagine that is a lot of ends, and I don't want to ruin this. I'm so afraid of wrecking it, and it's such luxury yarn, and I appreciate so much that it was sent to me. I felt bad that I haven't gotten to it yet, but my head had to be in the right place. I wanted to do a good job. And so that's one option I'm thinking of doing. It's just opening up the side seams and then adding in a panel, excuse me, a panel here and one of those brown colors, okay? The one that blends the most. All right, so since I have the 2 to work with, that's good. All right, and I could do that, and I already have a stitch in mind. That would be okay, because it's sort of patchworky random anyway. And then I'm going to use that burgundy going around the neck and the bottom, and then the other brown I could use for trims for the sleeve. And I think that would help tie it all together so it makes sense. And because I did use the brown as a bit of a contrast going from the body into the sleeve. What I don't like, though, is that I did the same coming across the shoulder, and because these tend to be a drop shoulder, that seam leans forward, and that look kind of bugs me. And then I could undo some of the length, and that would give me more yarn to work with. The way that this is designed is that, yeah, I don't know, I might even have to take apart one whole section. Oh, what a mess. I'm so bummed I did that. Yeah, I played yarn chicken and I lost. It's still doable. I don't want to say salvageable because I don't want this to be a salvage piece. But what do you think? What would you do? Do you have any other suggestions for me? Because I would love to get this done, because this is a pattern that you could work in just about any yarn weight, depending on the fiber that you use. And you can even go, it'd be great going to the spring and even summertime. You can even go up a hook size or 2. So there's a lot of versatility with that. But I would just love to know your thoughts, please, and what you would do. All right, so that's it. I wanted to show that to you. I'm going to have a little bit of a bake out here in the sun. Oh, it does feel really good, even though the breeze is kicking up. What's it like in your neck of the woods? Wherever you are, hope you will enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Please come back again next time. Alrighty. Take care, everyone. Okay, I'll see you again soon.